The euphoria over the outcome of Saturday's governorship election in Osun State, southwest Nigeria, is still thick in the air. President Muhammadu Buhari has joined in sharing the moment by congratulating the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and winner of the election, Senator Ademola Adeleke. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adeshina, the president noted that successful conduct of the election is a testimony to the commitment of all stakeholders to strengthening integrity of the electoral process. Meanwhile, the governor and the candidates of the All Progressive Congress, APC, in the election, Gbega Oyetola, said he and his team are studying their outcome. In a statement issued by his chief press secretary, Ismail Omekpidon, the governor urged his supporters to remain calm and urged security operatives to ensure there is no breakdown of law and order across the states. Jide, done and dusted, the people of Osun State have spoken, and
my first question to you is, was this the result that you expected? From a journalist's mind, did you expect to come back from Osun State
on the field
with the story that Oyetola had failed to be re-elected?
No, not at all. No. That wasn't in the equation at all. Because from what we got 4 years ago, and 4 years ago it was difficult to elect Gbega Oyetola, but from nothing, Osun State was in a financial mess, owing debt of over 200 and something billion naira outstanding. So from nothing, in January, Gbega Oyetola started paying salaries. He wasn't owing salaries, and he started offsetting those debts.
pensions.
And in between, he was still doing some road projects because I'm close to the commissioner for works, Remi Omawai. I see the project here and there, and I felt that, where is this coming from? And I felt that, look, well, somehow, as a very good administrator and manager of front, that he will be able to just pull his re-election. And I didn't think it was going to be a landslide victory, but I knew that he was going to be re-elected. But what came out on Saturday was, as you said, it a big shocker.
Yes, I also expected him to win, because you want to say that for someone who has given so much, he needed to be rewarded. Oyetola is the kind of governor who come up with a project and will not even bother to commission the project. See, that bridge in Olaya, some other people will have made so much noise about it.
Yes, sir.
But he didn't think it was anything. In Aleku Wodo, in the heart of Osogbo, where you have a good number of civil servants and pensioners, a lot of those pensioners from the old Oyo State, Governor Oyetola constructed 5 roads in that ward alone. Yet, he lost in all the polling units in that place. And people are saying that, why? Civil servants are saying, look, the arrears of about 30 months half salary, pay us back. Arrears, yes, from his predecessor. The arrears of unpaid pension, pay us. These arrears amount to about 100 billion. Where will he get the money? You have a state heavily indebted 2 times during his administration. Osun received 0 allocation from the federation account.
Because
to people who enjoy seeing their governors borrowing money, you think it's such a great thing, borrowing money up and down. There's a great implication for that. Because at a point, somebody has to pay back. And from what is he going to pay back? It's not from internal generated revenue, because you don't generate enough.
That allocation,
it's from your allocation
there's
from the center.
There's a kind of irreversible standing order.
Yes.
I'll be on it.
Yes. So when they were even asking for bailout, was Osun and Kogi not the highest at that time? We still remember. Because the state was heavily indebted. Now, the civil servants, especially in places like Ilesha, where we have plenty of civil servants, in Oshogbo, and even adjoining local governments to Oshogbo, where you have a lot of civil servants. They made sure that the governor not only lost, but lost in those places by a huge margin. In some places, up to 7,000 margin, owing largely to voting by pensioners and civil servants. So the question then is, are civil servants saying that whatever money comes to the state,
everything should go back?
Everything should just go to paying your salaries and pensions, nothing for roads, nothing for refuse evacuation, and these are highly capital intensive. Nothing should go to health. So a governor has been taught a lesson. You can now see why in some states, some governors don't work. They simply share the money and they get re-elected. Ayo, if you remember, I've said here before that a governor may have worked for the people and still not be re-elected. I've seen it happen in this country many times. Many times. Kaode Fayemi worked during his first term. But he was defeated in all the local governments by, how is it?
16-0.
16-0. Although they will come and tell you photochromic, absolute rubbish, nothing like photochromic. He was well beaten. 16 local governments. Mahmoud Shinkafi, governor of Zamfara State, he worked during his first term. Then he crossed to PDP. They didn't re-elect him. So that you work for the people, that you worked hard for the people, that you built roads, is not enough for people to re-elect you. Even in America, look at the example of George W. Bush. Let's even start with George W. Bush. Clinton promised 10 million jobs and created 13 million. In spite of that, they refused to let Al Gore, his deputy, win the election. They went for George Walker Bush. George Walker Bush led America to recession. Their eyes were clear in the end. So this is the thing. Sometimes you tell yourself, what do you really do? How do you strike that balance? I was arguing with some people on Facebook. They said, Oyetola didn't do anything. So I've been to the state. I said, you keep telling, Babajide does not live in the state, and we are the ones who live in the state. I said, I don't have to live there, I go there. I've not been to America, but I know a lot of what is going on there. I listed some projects. He didn't come back to say I lied.
No, they will not come back.
He didn't come back. That was where the argument ended.
I think they had a mindset going for that election that it wasn't based on maybe what they wanted to do, and they did it like a tyranny of the majority.
The first thing we must understand is that Osun is peculiar because there is no majority bloc in Osun. Not the Jeshas, not the Ifes, not the Edes.
Not the Wos.
Not the Wos. Nobody. It's about the most balanced. Of course, it's our heritage state. So, but there is no... If this had happened in Ibadan, in our state, Oyetola is an Ibadan man, you can be rest assured will get elected. And I can give states like that.
Because Ibadan will give him all the
resounding votes.
But there is no dominant sub-ethnic nationality in Oshogbo.
But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, they still had a convergence.
So no, I'm just trying to buttress the point you are making. Because
and it was rare for them to lose Oshogbo.
4 years
immediately
ago,
they lost Oshogbo.
I knew
it
that
was difficult to counter whatever was coming from Ede.
Because two things were very obvious. Was that 4 years ago it was evenly split. The tiny majority that decided were less than 50,000.
500 and something votes.
But in the last 4 years, when it's no longer business as usual, like you said, civil servants and retirees pursue the majority of the voters around the Oshogbo area. And they determine most of the time what will happen in the state. Once this government decided, when the governor decided, by the way, that what he was going to do was to concentrate on infrastructure, he has created an enmity, a very powerful bloc of entitled people who have made up their mind that, and since I told the people in Oshogbo, it's not something I can repeat on air, because it's what before Aregbe came in.
Yes, back on there.
No, the soldier man.
Oyinlola.
It's what Oyinlola did. That if you are working for the people and they refuse to reward you, then let them go back to places where they will suffer these consequences. It's no longer Oyinlola's problem now. Whether pensions are paid or salary is regular. It's not the problem of whoever is coming in. Because again, what happened today, if we are not, God will not take our lives, in 4 years we'll come back and discuss this, only the actors will be different.
A lot of people tend to hint this on the doorstep of the Minister of Interior, saying that it's because the House was divided ahead of this election and that it played a kind of anti-party role. We don't have evidence to that effect, but it is what is out there. So do you think this is the biggest factor?
No.
Compared to what you just said?
It's the smallest of the factors. The smallest of the factors. As an incumbent governor, Adeleke defeated Oyetola in the first ballot. Ademola was there, couldn't stop it. He took a rerun. He took a rerun before they were able to turn his lead.
Very small margin.
450.
They defeated him with 532 votes in the rerun. So, if he couldn't, even as an incumbent governor with the instruments of office, state and
local government chairman,
not
councillors, all the what you call structure.
He could not stop Adeleke from winning on the first ballot, because I respect him for winning on that first ballot. So why should people think that he's the one who made this happen? No, he didn't. Yes, the division will play its part, no matter how little. But there were other factors. This election witnessed voting by many young people who had never voted in their lives, and they were angry. Many of them are students at home because of ASU strike. You think they will be happy with an APC government at the center? Many of them said, oh, if it's APC, no. Not just that. In this election, APC lost in all of the Christian-dominated communities except two local governments. Why? Because they felt, Adeleke is a Christian. We've had Muslim as governor for 12 years. This is an opportunity for a Christian to become governor. That's why even the vote in Ile-Ife was a bit diluted, despite the fact that Omisore still managed to deliver that place. Not with the kind of margin that I used to get in the past. Because the Christians there, a lot of them just felt, look, there's a Christian on the ballot here. Let us support him. So, all kinds of factors. Yes, no one will say the infighting did not play a part. Of course, there are people, one thing about the APC is a party that I see that when they quarrel with themselves and they can't manage the quarrel, they tell themselves they must bring down
the roof.
Even as we speak, the presidential election that has come and gone, there are still people today who, as far as they are concerned, the winner must not win just because their own candidate was
did not
defeated.
Even win in places like Ila-Orogun, where Baba Konde is from. They lost it.
Like we have been saying, you have to look at it from so many angles. But the primary one is the fact that the schism that was in Osun 4 years ago, people did not buckle. They remain stagnant where they are. So the little window in between is where the problem was. So when people said this, I said no. Those who voted PDP 4 years ago are still insisting on voting Adeleke this year.
A lot of them.
So based on that reality, so you must understand that if you have a people that
because they felt, no, we won that last time. This time around,
we are going to do it.
They were not buckled, not a dent on that on that block vote.
GKB, we have to go.
Yeah.
So it was simply a situation that the people spoke with their voice.
Yes, the people spoke. The president is right. And this sort of thing can happen in other states. There are people,
We should be
people are
careful.
hungry, people are hungry. The earlier the ruling party comes up with some solutions, defeats this insecurity that is making people to
An
think that,
economic
look,
mess.
did we make a mistake that last time? The earlier they do that, the better. Because many of the people who voted on Saturday were saying no.
Protest vote.
No, it's protest vote against what's happening at the center.
All right. Ganika Edibalogun, thank you for your contribution.
It's a pleasure.
BKO, nice to be back. We're going to do this again tomorrow. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. Join us every Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Ozubako. See you tomorrow, and God bless Nigeria.